Right, turn 26 then, and more cavalry. More cavalry down here, more cavalry here. Yeah, it's not looking so great here. He didn't really move anything there. What concerned me, I can't really see anything, but it was quite a long turn. I watched the turn back just in case I could see anything, and it was a long turn. That means he moved a lot, I would say, unless he went to get a cup of coffee or something like that, but I don't think it works like that. It was a long turn. It took, for him, quite a while to do it. That means, to me, he's on the move somewhere. Where? I don't know. Maybe these Prussian cavalry in the north. Maybe he's having an attack around here. Maybe he's bringing his guns forward. It's quite tense. It's intense with this blizzard. Just make sure we've got a blizzard next turn as well. Wrong box again. So I've got my webcam in that corner, so it's just blocking out the info. Still blizzard then. Okay, no problem. Right, let's go. Usual. Deal with these Cossacks right down the south. Have to try and deal with these Cossacks. I did set up that gun last time. Try to get some artillery range on that. I think they're just about outranged now, so well played, sir. Sort this line out as well. Bring some cavalry forward and get that line of infantry squares with artillery. Just to, I don't think I'm going to advance. That's pretty much going to be my line on that road there that forks to the west. Where else did we see some troops? Around here as well. Bring some guns up to deal with these guys. That's some high ground. It's got quite nice ground. Yeah, and maybe go forward one hex with the artillery just so I can unlimber it just in case there is something there. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Just in case there's something sort of up in this area on the road. Alright, as I said, he has played me for a fool, but we'll try and deal with it as best we can, and I'll see you in a second. Right then, so who do I move there? I'll move this cavalry up here. Again, to join up with LaSalle. I'm continuing to move some guns up here, some reserve guns, just to deal with anything that he might have there. I moved forward and unlimbered my guns in front of Eylau. I might have to bring some of these troops up behind it as well, just in case. I have my horse artillery I've limbered, and I'm going to bring it over here to sort of the north side of Eylau, just to overlook on that high ground. Just to have a look at that ravine. It's a nice line of sight in that ravine there. And then it's all supposedly down here. Sorting this front line out, bringing artillery up. I had to move some horses for cavalry forward just to make way for the infantry basically and get some better position on the high ground. You lose out on charging infantry anyway in the square, but on the high ground they're best suited. I think I might have messed up with my guns there just because it's getting a little bit chaotic. Sort of rushed it a little bit. The reserve cavalry is finally coming up slowly but surely, and the guard cavalry is right at the end. I might sort of separate the guard cavalry a little bit and bring them a little bit more south, just because I think with the reserve cavalry, the dragoons, I've probably got enough cavalry in the middle, famous last words, and bring the guard cavalry down here somewhere, just to, because it's very weak here. Yeah, absolutely nothing there. Excuse me, so if that breaks, then they'll be able to sweep round and they'll break off a big chunk around Molvitten of my army. We do have a little bit of hope, combat resolution, with these guys. No, oh, nice. So that's one lock on anyway. And I do have a charge down here as well with this cavalry. Maybe Chasseur Cheval. How many's he got? 50, but they've got leader. Okay, even Stevens. And then just continuing sort of scouting and making sure that there's no more marauding Cossacks anywhere. Continue moving forward more Witten. I'm not... Am I going to charge anyone here? I wasn't planning to. No, because if I take those Lancers, then he's got those heavies ready for the next turn if they undisorder, so no. Got to try and be a little bit savvy, not throw things away for the sake of it, just because I can attack. Yeah, so continuing to get interesting, that's for sure. Still no idea what's out there. And right, so you turn 27. Right, turn 27. I think I know what he might be doing and why he's doing it. In my last email, or the email before, he asked how am I on a major victory at the moment. And I said, well, you've got to destroy my army, that's the name of the game in this one, just because, what we're on there, so smashing his cavalry, which is good. I've lost more troops than I thought I'd lost. He keeps sweeping up my skirmishers, which is a little bit annoying. I said, and you've got to take my victory points. So he's coming for, I think, my victory points. He completely lied to me about saying, oh, I just want to defend and I will defend and I don't want to move my troops around. He's got used to it now and he's got confident and he wants to destroy my army and take my victory points. So that is why I think he's probably going to attack. Now, but saying that, he moved this cavalry all back that was here before. There was loads of cavalry here, and he moved them all back. Why, I don't know. Maybe he's changed his mind, or it's a trap. Maybe he's got a lot of guns here, maybe he's got a lot of troops here, and he just wants to draw me out. Because I don't think he'll know what I've actually got behind here. Maybe he just, or maybe it was too strong for him, I don't know. But yeah, in any case, he's moved that cavalry back. Usual with the Cossacks down here, a couple of skirmishers. He ran in opportunity fire on these Cossacks, so he lost quite a few. Disappearing down here. So my plan for this turn is to pretty much do the same. I have to say, I don't mind giving people hints and tips and stuff when I play against them, especially if they're new to it and they're not entirely sure. A seasoned player, the likes of the guys I'm playing at the minute, the three of you, I wouldn't necessarily give you hints and tips, yeah, alright, but I don't mind helping people out. So yeah, there we go. So movement wise is going to be the same on this turn. Finally get this cavalry up with LaSalle, and then next turn start to make a move with them. Outflank, maybe, potentially, outflank up here. It's going to be rough going. Might have to go right up here towards Drangsitten, and then sort of do a scissor movement almost on anything that's up here. Didn't see any Prussian infantry, I think. I don't know, did we? No, I don't think we did. There's some guns and a lot of cavalry, but no Prussian infantry. So, they're somewhere. So, I have to think about them at some point. He moved these guys forwards. He attacked this wind cloth mill with skirmishers, and he overran some those skirmishers that were up on the high ground as well. So I'm going to have to get these guys into square right from the off, I'll remember, in case I forget. And continue moving some additional guns up here as well. And then down here, sort my cavalry out, establish a cavalry-proof front line. Might be clever enough, actually, to get me to set up all these squares and what have you, and send in the infantry. But then I've got my cavalry. I don't think he would have outsmarted or thought that. Who knows? Continue pushing these guys north and then swing around the north end of the wood up towards Klein Salzgarten, and then they're pretty much going to rest until something's established down here and I can get that front line running from Klein Salzgarten down to Serpallen and hinge on Rotherham. Once everybody's sort of facing north, then attack north, and then attack slowly but surely from Eylau and around the cemetery and this, what do we call it, windmill yard as well. Right, better get moving then. Now what I didn't mention, start of that turn there, was we've got a full-on blizzard now. Visibility, half of what it used to be, or was the last few turns, now we're on 2 hexes. So moving anywhere is quite nerve-wracking because you don't know who you're going to be bumping into, especially if you fast move like I do and hold the Alt key down and just hope the pathfinding sorts itself out and it just goes, and if you bump into someone it could be anybody. So I'm having to do a little bit of both now and just try and rein it in and do sort of hex by hex anywhere I've moved. Yeah, I started moving LaSalle and his cavalry all together now, so they have started that move north towards Althoff, that long sweeping move to see what's on this high ground. This cavalry's not too bad. I might, as they get round, start to close them in, but then I'll leave a bit of a gap there, but I do have reserve cavalry. Around here I've started to try and get a bit more of a defensive line, bring everybody up ready to get into square for this cavalry, and if there's anything else around, continuing to bring guns across from Eylau, them as well, those guys. Batteries are where they were, and a bit of tidying up and establishing. Now, we can't fire with muskets, however, we can hand-to-hand fight. And I think I want to try that and just push him off of this high ground so he doesn't have eyes on what I'm trying to do with my reserve cavalry. Not the best. It would have been overstacking, that's why I didn't use those line troops as well, 2nd Division line troops. They would have probably had an overstacking, so I didn't come off that great there. Those Leger troops, okay, they're light, but they had a brigadier with them. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, slowly but surely sorting out this sort of almost like a secondary front line behind the cavalry that the cavalry can nip back, so I've got to leave some gaps for them to get through, either coming back or my reserve cavalry going forward. And slowly, finally, exciting news, it is for me anyway, the guard cavalry are starting to make an appearance, and there's quite a lot of them. So they are, as I said, going to come down here sort of along the road and then bolster this gap in the middle of my southern flank. They're not going to get involved. I'm going to use them as a reserve in the south. They are the boys that you want, either when things are getting really critical or when you've got an opportunity that's too good to miss. You want nice, fresh, strong troops, and they are the creme de la creme of all cavalry in all the games, pretty much. Guard cavalry, got a real soft spot for them. So along here, might be able to have a go at those guys. No. Because of this blizzard, we are quite limited. Still got those Cossacks there, but everybody's sort of disordered, losing their way in the snow. Can't see 2 feet in front of them, or 200 metres in front of them. These skirmish. Oh, that's where we had to go there. So yeah, this blizzard is masking everything, and weather forecast says we still got heavy snow. So, is it on the increase? This will be interesting. In any case, we'll send it back to him and then see what pops up on the next time. Turn 28 then. I'm still in a blizzard, still 2 hectares visibility, and nothing much really happened. He moved, he had a couple of attacks, hand-to-hand attacks with this square up here, with skirmishers here, and he lost those skirmishers. And then where we attacked on this ridge here, he also had a go, and then these Pavlov Grenadiers appeared as well. They didn't do anything, but they appeared. So he's got some infantry up here somewhere, so I'm going to have to try and maybe just bring these guys down and bolster that area if he's sort of coming off of that high ground. So this is what I mean, it's leading me to think he's going to attack Rotherham, because that is a victory point. His cavalry, maybe he saw here we're too strong, and that's why he pulled it back to move it up. That's a distinct possibility. Marauding Cossacks, that's just a standard, that's a given now. And yeah, that's about all he did. So, my plan is continue moving cavalry again. You'll be sick of me hearing that. But, you know, it's manoeuvre warfare. You've got to get everything into position. So, I'm going to move my LaSalle's cavalry and his reinforcements up to the north and continue sort of getting a defensive position around here. Mind you, I've got a half-decent defensive position, I think. Around here, if he's sending stuff forward here, but, you know, he's just skirmishes. Is it a front of something big? Vanguard, or is it just what he was doing sort of round Eylau, just testing my strength and scouting? In fairness to him, he keeps the parent regiments, battalions, close to his skirmishes. I was thinking for a bit, you know, if there's always troops that are way back here somewhere, skirmishes weren't scouts like that. Jaegers, maybe a unit or two of Jaegers, but not certainly on that. But long story short, he is sort of playing by the rules, if you like. So yeah, continue moving some artillery up here to sort of on this high ground to cover if there's anything up there. and my cavalry continue to sort my line out here. Might have a bit of tit for tat with these guys, and you know, just for something to do more than nothing. And then take this high ground, because that's a better position up there to maybe bring a gun up and overlook, sort of over the road here and that road going to the north. Here, business as usual, gonna make sure it's as tidy as possible down here. Gonna have a gap or two for my cavalry, and set up some guns here in a fairly good position. I'm not going to push forward anywhere, and bring these guys round to the north again. So they're way down south now compared to the rest of the army, but that's why we have them. That's why the jobs of people like chasseurs and maybe hussars to act as a bit of a rear guard, sweeping up these Cossacks, bloody Cossacks. Alright, so let me get moving and I'll get back to you in a sec. Right, movement done on turn 28, and as I said, just moving cavalry around and getting that guard cavalry. Quite excited about the guard cavalry and getting them into play if and when. I would have thought, with a battle this size, at some point we're going to have to use the guard cavalry. Combat resolution, what can we do? We can have a go at these guys. Who's he got? 90 top ones. Nice, okay, not a lot else we can do in a blizzard. They can't have a go, they can't have a go. He's pretty much trapped. I don't think there's an awful lot we can do. We might. What's the stacking limitation? I can't remember. 1800. So, we could actually. Yeah. 900. Yeah. So I think what we'll do is we will have a little bit of hand to hand with these Pavlov Grenadiers. Nice. Push them back. These guys, okay, a piece. I think he was with me in Talavera. Can't fire on them, but they're disordered. Have a crack at them. High ground makes a difference, eh? High ground does make a difference. Okay, we'll leave that as it is for a second. We'll bring some of these guys down just to fill in this gap a little bit, so there's not a hole in our line. These skirmishes are annoying. We've been there too long. So we'll get rid of them. And we will need some light troops to do it. Get out of the way. Stop being nosy. Okay, so that's about it. Brought some guns forward here just to deal with these guys. And there. And yeah, so we'll see. What's the weather report doing? Blizzard to heavy snow by 11 o'clock, so that's half an hour. So it's going to be a blizzard for a while. Make full use of this blizzard while visibility is right down. He might do the same. Been quite quiet. His turn was relatively short, so I don't think he moved too much around. So maybe that he's not moving stuff here. Could be. Don't know. But it didn't seem as long as some of the other turns he's done. But that cavalry is still there. That's a concern. But, you know, have faith in yourself. We do have an awful lot of cavalry ourselves and a nice strong position. And that was part of the plan. I think my plan was maybe over here a little bit more, a little bit further north. But it is what it is. We've got to deal with what's on the screen in front of us. So, yeah, time to send it back to him. Catch you in a little bit.